Hello Leo, welcome pussycats to your weekly reading with me, Cindy. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, maybe Venus, depends on where it goes. Oh look, I'm wearing a sunflower just for you, Queen of Wands, baby. I just couldn't put that on, I realized, I'm doing Leo today, yeah. Okay, so what's going on, Leo? I'll tell you what's going on. Maybe I don't know. I think y'all feeling kind of cheeky. I just like came into your energy and it's just very cheeky, Leo. Very cheeky. Kind of fun though, like fun cheeky. So, what are we doing? Getting me distracted. We're going to look into what your energy is right now. I'm going to go into the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle and Tarot decks to do that. I'm going to check out your energy, do an energy checkup. And then we're going to talk to your future self, or your future self is going to talk to you. And we're going to, I haven't used this deck in forever and I love it. It's so pretty, but it is really reflective and sometimes the camera has a bit of trouble with it. The Ethereal Visions deck. Oh, look at, you got the 10 of Cups at the bottom. So pretty. So your future self is going to have a little conversation with you about whatever's going on here, or just, I don't know, maybe anything in general. And there is an extended at the end. You will find the link at the top of the description. And in that, I'm going to look at the blind spot in this reading, particularly for the energy that you're in and what your future self is trying to tell you. Is there anything else I have to say? I don't think so. Oh, you're going to get an incantation at the end too. From the Witch's Oracle to truly empower you. So, let's see. Leo's energy. Leo's energy. Well, my nose is getting itchy. Somebody commented last week. They like it when my nose gets itchy because it means I'm on point. Ooh, the wolf. See, I'm feeling this. This is like that. See, you know, it's funny that it's showing up as like earth energy, but I really feel like alpha, like kind of emperor energy when this card comes out. So really like feeling like the leader, in your life, taking control of your life, ready to do that, leading others too, because this is what the wolf does. So it's a little bit of energy, like taking control of your life. Oh, part of the control that you get in your life is controlling other people's lives. And don't take it like that. So this is what I'm saying. It's a leadership role. And in that, like if you can imagine the wolf, like it's the alpha male's purpose is to make sure that everyone is in the best spot possible for them to do the best job they can, right? So it's leadership, but in a way that the group is functioning really well, like a hive, and each identifying, there's so much coming out of this card for you, like identifying the positive aspects or the best attributes of each individual or the weaknesses and organizing them based on that. And that actually empowers you because it creates a healthy hive, right? Did you get that? That's what I'm getting with that card. What's going on? What are you doing? Wow. The frog is at the bottom. Like it's almost a very, somehow it, look at that. See, the raccoon, is that something stuck to it? The raccoon is sitting behind the frog. I'm getting like, because the frog is very cleansing. It's a healing, very healing energy. So the underlying here, and the raccoon is in the background, which is like hermit. It's almost like if you've been in some sort of energy in the past leading up to this, or if you are now and you're soon to come into this wolf energy, you lose your power in the raccoon. You kind of lose your power in the raccoon energy. Or at least, you know, it's not to say that raccoon isn't good, because there's a lot of self-work that goes on in here, and self-discovery and understanding of self on a better level and aspect as you evolve as a person. You will all go in and out of this. But I guess, so it's almost as if whatever you were doing in the raccoon, it's time to come out. Like you've done as much as you can there. And maybe you've learned things too while being in this energy, and it's time to apply it now with this wolf card. And that actually, in a way, it replenishes you. It's like a very replenishing energy. So what does the tarot tell us? Leo, the fine pussycats. Oh. Now I know why. Okay, I'm gonna pull these out and then I'm gonna tell you what is okay. That's so fascinating. Sometimes I watch things on like TV or YouTube and I'm like, I wonder why that came up in my feed, or is that gonna come around again? Like, is there a reason I'm learning about that? Or yeah, this is unusual energy coming out with the wolf. But yeah, the Hermit is here. So the Ace of Cups is on the bottom. So this is interesting. So I watched this video and it was showing these lions that were getting their asses kicked by, what kind of buffalo is it called again? It's a big one in Africa. It's got like the really big horns. Oh, I can't remember. It's a special type of buffalo. It's not a water buffalo. It's something else. It is big. Like these things are like 1,300 pounds or something, right? So it was showing like these lions were not working well together, trying to take this type of buffalo down, and it was brutal. Like they were really getting kicked. Like a couple of the lions got killed or badly maimed, that I'm sure they would eventually die. And I just remember thinking, wow, like I've seen lions take these buffalo down before. It's not easy, but they do it as a group and they do it highly organized and they have a really good plan. Like that's funny. I saw that only like a day or two ago, and it was a really interesting, yeah. And I kind of got the message from that too, because the buffalo also symbolizes like Taurus energy. And I thought, you know what, when you're going in at something like that, like Taurus or Hierophant energy, you need to cut it off. You need to know exactly what the plan is, and you don't hold back. And you go in full throttle with all of your guns loaded and ready to go, or else you're dead, like you're done. Yeah, that's an interesting message because, right, like working in this isolation somehow, there were things to learn. Like if you were that lion that was getting injured by those buffalo, you're like, this is not working. This is not, I can't do this solo. It's not working. Yeah, really getting like something about the strength for you in the pride, like in your pride, being the leader, because it's like you have the plan, but for it to be executed, you need to have the group around you because you can't do everything. But it's almost like you have the responsibility of doing it, or it just naturally falls to you somehow. Like you just, like you can tell if someone is sort of alpha or leadership, they just kind of, they don't even necessarily, like if it's a true sort of emperor energy, you don't necessarily just like, I need to own this right now. You just kind of watch the pieces fall down, watch people play their cards, and then start organizing and figuring out the best way to strategize what needs to be created and what success needs to come here. So, you want to see the cards? I'm looking at them. The Son of Swords, the Hermit, and the Seven of Cups. The Son of Swords is kind of like that reckless energy, needing to move forward, needing to get a message through, needing to convey something, the energy of like, I really need to do this. But then you hit the Hermit. Like the plan, which is funny because the Seven of Cups is a little bit like, well, what's the illusion here? How can I turn this plan or this idea, this fantasy into reality? Somehow there's strength for you in working in the group. I haven't pulled out any clarifiers for the energy that anyone is in, like right now. I don't think I have this week. Let's see what's gone on, or maybe you're still in the Hermit. That something's going to change though, and the change is going to feel very, it's going to feel very good. Like it's going to, almost like if you've been in a drought, if you imagine the lions on the plains, and it's just that season of like no rain for months, and everything is dry and hot, and then that change comes in, and the clouds start moving, and the rain falls. Like that's what that feels like, coming out of that drought, the Hermit in drought. So what's going on for you? Like, what's the important thing that you're learning here in the Hermit mode? What's the important thing that Leo is learning in the Hermit? Oh, it's pretty important. The Devil and the Five of Swords. That's good. You're doing some good Hermit work. So that's basically freeing, learning, understanding, recognizing how to free yourself from situations, energies that entrap you. How to walk away from it regardless of what others think. Really, with the Five of Swords is like, screw this. I don't care, I'm out of here, I'm done with this. And some people might not like the way you end it or the way you walk away. Sometimes there is the warning of, you know, do you want to do this at all costs? Because that can be a bit of the Five of Swords. It's almost like the Hermit is making you feel this entrapped energy too, and you're ready just to walk away from it at all costs. That's a really important thing. Like, yeah, like I said, I mean, the Hermit mode is not something that's always the best thing. Particularly, you know, a lot of Leos will be very, like, they like to be active and out there and doing things, participating in life. So, but this is, how do you, I like to see the Hermit is preparing, you're preparing yourself to participate in life again, but in a whole new way, right? Because you've done some different internal work. So the Seven of Cups, what you're trying to figure out here, the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. You're reeling in your head. I think we're going to need to go to your future self. So the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh. Two Seven of Cups, it's almost like you can't. You're trying to see the reality in something, but it is like you're almost trapped in too many possibilities, too many outcomes. And this is, in a way, maybe this is part of that devil energy, because you can't really take movement or action on what it is that you want when you're trapped in this much illusion or possibilities, trying to plan. You want to take it slow. You don't want, obviously, too, with two Seven of Cups, because you're trying to feel it out. With the Page of Swords, you're definitely trying to feel it out. You're trying to get information in a very sort of nonchalant way, too, with the Page of Swords. All right, I'm going to go, the Three of Wands is at the bottom. So waiting for your ships to come in, that feeling, that anticipation. Interesting split. You have we had the Ten of Cups, and now it's the Nine of Swords. It kind of reminds me a bit of what you would begin with, two Seven of Cups cards coming out. Okay, what would Leo's future self tell them? What would Leo's future self tell them in this reading? Oh, your future self is dying to talk to you. Yeah. The Nine of Wands, the Lovers, and the King of Cups, what your future self would tell you. That's a very interesting message. Now, the Lovers is a symbol of having choices, making choices. It can also be romantic energy. I think it's quite interesting, though, to have the Lovers sitting here, because you're trying to figure out your possibilities with two Seven of Cups, and feeling sort of trapped with this Hermit energy, or at least when you're in the Hermit energy, you're trying to understand and figure out what things entrap you and how to move away from them, how to get the heck out of Dodge, right? So you don't really have choices. You don't really feel like you have choices in that energy because you're kind of trapped by stuff. At least the idea of things around you that are entrapping you. If none of us is like chained physically up to something, somebody is holding a gun to our head, we really are not trapped. it's based on where you see yourself now and where you want to see yourself and what you need to leave behind or what you need to embrace to get to that next level, right? So those are all your choices. But your future self is telling you you're going to have the choice. You're going to have choices. You're going to move into really good energy, and it looks like you're going to move into really good energy when you really feel like you can't do it much more. You can't like go on much longer. You can't deal with this much longer. When you really feel worn out and exhausted by the process. And it feels an awful lot like emotional process, thinking. And then the King of Cups, like it's gonna, finally having this choice, whatever this choice ends up being for you, it's very freeing. A lot of feeling and emotion here. I will clarify the King of Cups because he doesn't express really that much of his feelings and emotions, but I do see, like I'm seeing, having this choice brings you sort of like an internal pleasure. That's kind of how it's coming through, like an internal pleasure with the King of Cups. A really warm feeling inside, like feeling really good. And I think that's, well, we talk it through. We talk it through before I try to clarify anything. Like going from this energy to this is probably the right order to get to a point where you express feelings and you share feelings. Because that's kind of the whole human experience, right? I mean, especially if you've been in this hermit energy. And this is, I mean, this is very expressive. This is very loving. This is very comforting to people that choose each other. And then the King of Cups is having all those feelings and emotions. It's almost like you have them all, but you're not going to share that with others or the other person, however that plays out, because you're kind of getting comfortable with that. Maybe again, maybe not having felt like such deep emotions. You need to get comfortable with that in yourself before expressing it to others. The Nine of Wands. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Wands for you. The Nine of Wands. Ace of Swords, Six of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Fool. You know what I see? I kind of see whatever the situation is for you and whatever's playing out, it's almost like with the Nine of Wands, you get to the point where, like I said, you just don't know how you could do it anymore. I just can't do this anymore. I feel really worn out by this. And that actually almost pushes you energetically to take a leap of faith here. Some sort of truth, to go into better energy, to get yourself in a better direction by expressing truth even. By embracing your own truth. Working with others on this. Working together and collaborating and taking a leap of faith into that. I feel like your Nine of Wands energy is actually sort of like the catalyst to movement for you again. Oh look, the Eight of Pentacles is at the bottom. The Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. This may have something to do with work too. Like I talked about that sort of that leadership energy. Definitely putting the work in. You are definitely putting the work in too with that. And it is going to be paying off. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe you're just putting so much work in. Thinking like, is this ever going to pay off? How will this pay off with the Seven of Cups? What was at the bottom here? The Four of Cups. I feel like with this Four of Cups, it reminds me of the Hermit, like being pulled away from others. And maybe you feel like too that you've missed opportunities in the Hermit mode. Like you've missed out on opportunities while in this Hermit mode. But there is something here. Your future self is trying to tell you about something. All right, so let's empower my dear Leos, my pussycats, with an incantation. An incantation for Leo. An incantation for Leo. Oh, we got one faced up. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't know if I've ever done that one. Get a sip. You have the skeleton key. You know, I think of a skeleton key and I think of a really old key that can open up things that haven't been opened up in a long time. Well, that's interesting. Interesting saying that with this King of Cups here, like, right? We're talking about having maybe feelings or emotions that you haven't had in a long time. And you need to get comfortable in that first before you can allow that to come out of you. And also, like, the skeleton key can usually open up more than one thing, can it? So let's learn about it, and then I'll read you the incantation. The skeleton key has deep symbolism associated with it. In ancient lore, the Greeks associated with Hecate, who held the key to all magic. The Romans attributed skeleton keys to protection, as in securing the doors of the home and keeping evil from entering. Keys open locks and provide access by opening doorways, both physically as well as spiritually. They are powerful instruments for locking and unlocking doors at will, breaking barriers, finding safe passage, and breaking free. That's pretty interesting. Right? And keeping evil at bay, keeping evil out. So the meaning. So if you get this card, when you are stuck in a situation without hope or ideas, which you seem to be at the moment, use the symbolism of the key as a way of unlocking new prospects and finding solutions. Hold this card up here to your third eye. Envision a locked door before you. Then take the key and unlock the door. Oh, that's so powerful doing that stuff. Here, I'm going to hold this up. So much reflection. There we go. Okay, try to get rid of the reflection there. You can screenshot it, whatever you want to do. All right. Okay, so the incantation with this card. All locks have keys, all wind has breeze. Most doors swing open with relative ease. This key I hold is a metaphor to unlock all doors that were locked before. I like this one. I don't think I've ever read this one before. All locks have keys, all wind has breeze. Most doors swing open with relative ease. This key I hold is a metaphor to unlock all doors that were locked before. That's cool, Leo. I think that card is so significant to this energy over here for you. Well, I hope that does help to empower you. I'm going to go do the extended now and look at the blind spot energy in the middle here. Until next time, guys, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.